Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It is David here. We're back with another video. Now, in this video, guys, welcome to the first episode of the DJS Sports Show. Now, in this specific show, what we're going to be talking about today is going to be the surrounding rumors going on with Justin Fields, Desmond Ridder, the Formula 1 US Grand Prix review, and then I'm going to be giving you my top 10 NFL teams for the week of NFL Week 7. But without further ado, let's get into the main topic. Justin Fields and Desmond Ridder. Why is this the main topic, you may ask? Well, let's just say this. I'm not a big fan of Desmond Ridder at this current point. And as you guys currently know, I am an Atlanta Falcons fan. And I've been I was the one last season saying that Desmond Ridder should be starting when Marcus Mariota's playing like crap. And now I'm the one that's saying Desmond Ridder should be benched because he's not good. Now that I've seen him play and seen him make multiple mistakes, I know he's not good, and we need a guy who can actually move with the ball, has a better arm, and can actually throw to his receivers. And if you do watch the Chicago Bears games in the last two games before he got injured, Justin Fields was doing exactly that. He was throwing the balls to his receivers. He was going deep. He was running for a lot of yards. He was helping the offense move the ball. And not only that, he was scoring the Bears points. Can Desmond Ridder really score the Falcons points? No. I'm going to be straight with you. No, he can't. Because before this week, the Falcons were consistently scoring 20 to 25 points. The most amount of points that the Bears have put up is over 27. Let me tell you that. The Bears have scored more than 27 points, which means in a game right now, the Bears would probably outscore the Falcons with Justin Fields. And funny enough, I just remembered this. The Bears are going to be playing the Falcons towards the end of the season. So if the Falcons somehow manage to trade for Mr. Justin Fields is going to be facing his former team, and knowing Justin Fields, he's going to want to beat his former team because right now, the Chicago Bears are within a chance of getting Caleb Williams. And if they really want to take a chance and reset the whole thing, they need to trade Justin Fields. Because they cannot have Justin Fields and then have Caleb Williams on the same team. And if you want Justin Fields to go in the perfect scenario where he doesn't have to do a majority of the rushing and he can control the ball, then take him to the ATL. Bijan Robinson, Algier, Pitts, London, Scotty Miller, Mac Hollins. Who am I forgetting? Van Jefferson, the guy we just traded for. He's got decent weapons, and he would not have to do a majority of the work because this team is a run-first team. It's not a pass-first team, and we all know Justin Fields is still learning when it comes to passing the ball. So he'll be able to do this, and he'll be able to continue and make his way to where he needs to be, which is a starting future NFL quarterback. But currently right now, Justin Fields is injured. And his replacement for this week, Tyler Bagent, I think that's his name, well, he lit up. He went for 192 yards and a touchdown, and he helped the Bears win against the Las Vegas Raiders with Max Crosby, who did in fact get a sack in that game. So it seems like Justin Fields, I really got to see how the backup quarterback plays if Justin Fields is going to be out another week. Because if he puts up the same numbers that he puts up this week, this is the NFL trade deadline right here. So the Bears are going to have to make a decision right now. Because as of currently right now, if they want to stick with Justin Fields, they believe Justin Fields is the future, they have to trade back for picks. They have the number 1 pick right now, and they have the number 3 pick right now, which means they have the perfect opportunity to trade back and get more draft capital to help build this team around. But if they can continuously lose, I would trade, and I'm saying this as a Falcons fan because I'm saying this mainly because I want Justin Fields as a Falcons fan. For all you Bears fans out there, I don't know how you feel about this because I don't know how you really feel about Justin Fields. But if y'all continuously lose games, Justin Fields does not need to be there. He does not. Because if y'all continuously lose games, you're going to fire the coach, you're possibly even going to fire the GM, and everything is going to get reset. And once everything gets reset, the new coach is going to come in. The new coach is going to want a quarterback that he can develop, not one that somebody's already developed, because I've seen many coaches come in and they want a quarterback. There's a good quarterback there, a good young quarterback there, and they still trade the young quarterback because they want to develop their own. So Justin Fields is still there while Chicago is losing. Justin Fields will eventually get traded, if not by this week, probably in the off season. And I see the Atlanta Falcons being one of the likeliest destinations for Justin Fields. One, he was on the board when we selected Kyle Pitts in that draft, and we ended up taking Kyle Pitts over him. And two, he actually is from Georgia. So why not bring him home to Georgia? Why not bring him home to the ATL? But in all honesty, I just want to see Justin Fields in the Falcons uniform. Like, I love Justin Fields, and he, like I said, he's a better thrower of the ball. He's more mobile, as we can see. I think last year he put up over 1,000 yards rushing. Desmond Ridder is not even capable of doing that. Imagine we have I don't even care the fact that if it came down to a situation where they were stopping him from running, at least he can pass the ball. At least he can pass the ball deep. He's learning. He has DJ Moore. If he came to the Falcons, he would have Drake London and Kyle Pitts, two guys that are 6 foot and 6'5", 6'4", and 6'5" tall. So he would have some deep options that can get up there. If he wants to float the ball, he has receivers that can get up there. If he wants a speed guy, he has Scotty Miller. He has slot guys in Van Jefferson and Matt Collins. And it's just a perfect type of situation for Justin Fields. So in terms of this, I really just want Justin Fields to come to Atlanta, because I feel like he's a better fit for this Atlanta team than Desmond Ridder ever will. Because I'm going to say this, and this, I could be, looking back in a couple weeks saying that the statement was wrong. Desmond Ridder is a bust. Mark my words. Clip it here. Desmond Ridder is a bust. You heard it here first. The Formula One GP review that happened this past weekend, and is there really any shock? Is there really any shock as to who won this race? Is there really any shock? Again, I don't want to keep saying his name every time I do a Formula One review. I always say his name. And yes, guys, we're going there. Max Verstappen won the U.S. Grand Prix. Lando Norris finishing in second, Carlos Sainz in third, Sergio Perez in fourth, George Russell in fifth, Pierre Gasly in sixth, Lance Stroll getting good points, finishing seventh, Yuki Tsunoda finishing in eighth, and on the final lap getting the fastest lap, Alexander Albon finishing in ninth. Logan Sargent in his home race picks up his first points of the season. Congratulations, Logan Sargent. Good job on getting your first points. Nico Hülkenberg in 11th, Valtteri Bottas in 12th, Daniel Ricciardo in 13th, Joe in 14th, Alonso, I've got this off the ESPN website, so Alonso in 15th, Kevin Magnussen in 16th, Hamilton in 17th, Piastri in 18th, Ocon in 19th, and Leclerc in 20th. And as I read out those names, you're probably like, how did Hamilton finish that badly? Hamilton actually finished second in the race, and he was closing down on Verstappen for the win when it came to this race. But after the race, Hamilton and Leclerc's car both got disqualified. So Hamilton went from finishing second to last, because his qualifications worse than a DNF, so you're going to finish last. And then Leclerc, I believe he finished fourth. He went down to last, and that's the reason why Logan Sargent and Alexander Albon ended up picking up points for both the Williams. But also something I wanted to talk about real quick. Why is it whenever Fernando Alonso seems to have a very good race, starting from the pit lane in this race alongside his teammate Lance Stroll, the car just doesn't seem to be reliable when he does something like this? Because I can guarantee you, Fernando Alonso would probably got driver of the day. From the pit lane to, I think he was about P8, P7 when he retired from the race. And I tell you this, when I saw those clips, I didn't watch the race live. I saw the highlights on YouTube. And when I saw that, and I was just like, all right, yeah, Fernando's doing good. Fernando's starting the back, moved up to P8. And then I see them retire in the car, and I'm just like, is this 2022 all over again? Is this really 2022? Because if you guys do not know what I mean, Fernando Alonso, when he was in Alpine last year, a majority of times, Esteban Ocon was beating him is because Fernando Alonso had retirements. And funny enough, since Fernando has come to Aston Martin, I think this is actually his first or second retirement. Meanwhile, Alpine are continuously having retirements, retiring the car, and it just went simple. Esteban Ocon had to finish 19th because they retired the car. Piastri had to retire the car because I think Piastri and Ocon got involved in an incident, and Piastri got damage to his car. And I remember hearing that Fernando Alonso got damage to the floor of his car, which is the reason why he retired. But still, and you guys already know that Fernando Alonso is my driver. So it just really feels, and it's just so, it's gotten to the point where I'm just annoyed talking about Verstappen winning so many times. And I can probably, and I was definitely annoyed when Lewis Hamilton was winning, but at least it was competition. At least there was competition once Lewis Hamilton was winning his races. Like, seriously. There was always competition when Lewis Hamilton was winning. Leclerc, Verstappen here. Verstappen, Vettel, Rosberg, Bottas. There was always competition when Lewis Hamilton was winning. The past 2 years Verstappen has been racing, there's been no competition really. He's won the championship with 5 races left to go. 5 races left to go. At this point, Verstappen may as well just retire. I mean, come on. He's won 3 championships, technically 2, because I'll be honest, I don't count his first championship. We all know the reason why. Because Lewis Hamilton, as of right now, should be an 8-time world champion, but Formula One decided to give their golden boy, Max Verstappen, the championship by a technicality by a rule by a person that no longer works for Formula One, rightfully so, because he cost Lewis Hamilton a 8th world championship. And here's the thing. I'm not a Lewis Hamilton fan. I'm a Fernando Alonso fan. And I want to see Lewis Hamilton win the championship in that year. He rightfully deserved it. He was ahead of Verstappen, and then they called a bull. Well, there was a safety car, and then they called a rule where, the cars that were ahead couldn't, they were just going to throw the safety car out, pull the safety car back in with the lap cars not, already passing. And it was just like, y'all are doing this to make Verstappen win the race. And that's what ended up happening. Verstappen won the race, beating Hamilton and winning his first championship under controversy, which is never how you want to win your first championship. But the past 2 championships that Verstappen has won has been domination. And the last time I seen a Red Bull driver dominate this well, it just so happened that was Sebastian Vettel when he was dominating in the Red Bull. And guess who was the competition? A Ferrari by the name of Fernando Alonso. And who was Verstappen's closest competition last season? It was a Ferrari by the name of Charles Leclerc. So it just seems like every time Red Bull's always in a competition, Ferrari's their biggest competition. But this season, towards the beginning, it looked like it was Aston Martin. Now it's McLaren. Now it's Mercedes. Now it's Ferrari. It's just all over the place. We don't even know who's going to be second in terms of the competition. We really don't. Verstappen, congratulations on the win. Lando Norris picking up his second place. Carlos Sainz on the podium. I think Perez honestly needs to be dropped from Red Bull because I don't think he's done enough to deserve that Red Bull seat. And considering the fact that he is second and he's about to lose second, or he was about to lose second before Hamilton got disqualified, to a Mercedes. Meanwhile, his teammate is easily won the championship with 5 races left to go. I honestly just don't believe Sergio Perez deserves to be in the Red Bull seat. George Russell finishing P5. Decent points day for Russell. Gasly is just a better overall driver than Esteban Ocon. He repeatedly, continuously gets the best out of the car. He reminds me of when Fernando Alonso was in the Alpine. We're continuously getting the best out of that car, no matter what situation it was, no matter what decade or day it is. Gasly would always get the best out of that car. Lance Stroll finishing in 7th. This is the first time Lance Stroll, I believe, has beaten Fernando Alonso in the race, and it comes due to technicality due to Fernando retiring the car. So I think this actually breaks Alonso's hold over his teammate, because I believe he was winning the teammate battle probably like 18-1. How many races there's 23 races left, so it's, yeah, probably about 17-1, but now it's probably 17-2 or 18-2, depending. I don't really know. Yuki Tsunoda, fastest lap, good job. Got it from his teammate, who ended up finishing 13, was not going to score points, so it made the most sense. And then the two Williams picking up double points today, Albon and Sargent. Congratulations, Sargent. This man has had such a tumultuous season, having multiple bad crashes, and he's the only driver that's still not confirmed for next season, but I do believe it's highly likely that Logan Sargent will be on the Formula One calendar and Formula One roster when it comes to next season for Williams. And that is all I have to say when it comes to the Formula One Austin Grand Prix race review. Now, when it comes to the NFL, there's been a lot of multiple games this past week in Week 7, and there's been a lot of shockers this past week in Week 7, especially considering the game that happened last night, and that was the 49ers versus the Vikings, which the Vikings got to win 22-17. Brock Purdy throwing 2 picks. I don't know how. And I believe that leaves CJ Stroud as the only quarterback to not have thrown a pick in the whole season. CJ Stroud, a rookie on the Houston Texans, who are on a bye this week, coming back to be healthy, has not thrown a pick yet. That is unbelievable. But in terms of the NFL, here are my top 10 NFL teams for week number 7. At number 10, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why? Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Los Angeles Rams. Dude, I did see a controversial call where they called a first down look like the running back where Kenny Pickett was short, but still, beating the Los Angeles Rams, beating that defense, the offense putting up a majority part of points, and them just getting a win is good for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's why I have them at number 10. Number 9 is the Cowboys. The Cowboys are coming off a bye. They're going to be healthy. They're coming off a win last week against the Chargers, and now they're looking to win coming this week, and we'll see how they do. At number 8, we have the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills should be, you're probably like, the Buffalo Bills should be higher on this list. Well, they lost against a division rival, a team that was 1-5 heading into the game against Bill Belichick's Patriots, and the Buffalo Bills let the Patriots score a touchdown within the last minute of the game. The Buffalo defense is supposed to be really good, and keep in mind the Patriots defense is supposed to be good, but the Patriots defense is supposed to be terrible also. Patriots offense is supposed to be terrible also, and Matt Jones lit up the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen came back and lit up the Patriots defense, but it was still not enough. Buffalo at number 8. Number 7, the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions can be nowhere near that top 5. They got blown out and put on a skewer by Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. If I remember right, the score was, I believe, 38-6. 38-6. And keep in mind, Lamar Jackson, I'm pretty sure he finished with over 400 scrimmage yards, about 350 passing, like 50 yards rushing. That is just unbelievable from a guy that supposedly is called a running back. Lions at 7. 6, we have the Seattle Seahawks, who defeated their division rival in the Arizona Cardinals. Seattle Seahawks at number 6. At number 5, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, who beat the New Orleans Saints this past week. They made Jared Carr look absolutely terrible, considering that defense has not really been that good. Trevor Lawrence is okay, and then Travis Etienne was just the star of the game, having 2 touchdowns, a majority part of the reason why the Jaguars won this game. Jaguars at number 5. 4 is the 49ers. And you're like, how is the 49ers in the top 5? Well, this is a shocking win that I don't think the 49ers expected, but they're coming off 2 back-to-back losses against the Cleveland Browns and the Vikings. The only reason I had the 49ers in there is because the 49ers are still one of the best NFL teams, and they still only lost within the space of a touchdown. So I'm not really going to consider it that bad. Had they got blown out by the Vikings, okay, then we can have a talk. But they did not get blown out by the Vikings. That's the reason why I still have That's the reason I still have them at number 4. But at number 3, we have the Baltimore Ravens, who I already talked about before this past week, beat the Detroit Lions pretty convincingly. And Baltimore and that offense just look really, really good. The defense, considering that they held Jared Goff and the Lions to only 6 points. That's really, really impressive. That Ravens defense, that Ravens team look very, very good. I have them at number 3. At number 2, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. And I just realized I should have a team on this list that I don't really have, but you guys can say that. If I had to put them, I'd probably put them at number 8 or number 9. And I'm talking about the Dolphins. I don't have the Dolphins on this list. Number 2, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs beat the Chargers, very high scoring game. It looked like it was going to be a shootout between the Kansas City Chiefs, but then it went 24-24, and since then the Kansas City Chiefs just went over and over and just scored touchdown after touchdown. Travis Kelce having over 140 yards and 1 touchdown, doing this for Taylor Swift, and he got the win. Kansas City Chiefs at number 2. But they can't be number 1 because my team that I think is going to be is the best team in the NFL currently right now, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. That defense shut down Tua. Tua and the Miami Dolphins have one or possibly in the highest scoring offense, and they shut the Miami Dolphins down. Tyreek Hill still had a very good game, but they shut down the running game, and they got to Tua. And considering what they did in number 2, I just have to have the Eagles, and I think the Eagles are overall the best team in the NFL, as my top 10 currently states. Pittsburgh at 10, Cowboys at 9, Bills at 8, Lions at 7, Seahawks at 6, Jaguars at 5, 49ers at 4, Ravens at 3, Chiefs at 2, and Eagles are at the number 1 position. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the first episode of the DJS Sports Show. This podcast will be live every single Tuesday at 4 o'clock p.m. Some of it may be live on YouTube. Some of it may be pre-recorded. For the first episode, this is going to be pre-recorded just because I wanted to get the things ahead of time. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys all next week.